illegal elections just happened inside the European Union. Yes, my friends, in 2025 there is a European country that is occupied by another country. And in this occupied territory, they just had elections. And no, my friend, it is not Ukraine. It's a country inside the European Union, and it's my country, Cyprus. In 1974, my country was invaded by Turkey, which occupies since then 37% of our territory. This occupied territory, which lies in the north, is not recognized by any other country of the world, except of Turkey, of course. It is mainly populated by Turkish Cypriots, which is one of the two communities of the island, and who before the invasion used to live together with people like me, the Greek Cypriots, who form the biggest community. And since the invasion, we are forced to live exclusively in the south. In this occupied territory in the north, Turkish Cypriots have established in 1983 an unrecognized pseudo-state with a pseudo-government that is elected with elections that are actually illegal. We call them illegal because they are not recognized by the government of Cyprus or any other government in the entire world, except Turkey, of course, again. So, yes, my friends, the 19th of October, so-called presidential elections happen in the occupied areas of the north. And even though these elections are illegal and no one recognizes them, it's an event we can't ignore because it's something that directly affects the future of my country and, of course, the European Union. Even though we don't recognize the winner of the elections as the real president, the truth is that Cyprus and other countries, even the United Nations, treat the winner as the de facto leader of the Turkish Cypriots, which is very important because it means that this person officially represents the Turkish Cypriot community in the negotiation of the solution of the Cyprus problem, which are being conducted by the UN. So my friends, before revealing you the result, let me explain you who were the two big candidates. On the right hand, we had the so-called President Ersin Tatar, who is clearly the favorite of Turkish President Erdogan. He was supported by the three big right-wing parties in the occupied area, including his own party, the National Unity Party, which is the biggest party. The most important thing to know about Tatar is that he is fully aligned with Turkey, and the only solution that he accepts for the Cyprus problem is a two-state solution. This will mean officially recognition of the pseudo-state of the north and permanent division of Cyprus into two separate independent states. This is something, of course, unacceptable for Greek Cypriots. On the left hand was Tufan Erhürman, leader of the Republican Turkish Party, which is the biggest left-wing party in the occupied areas. He is also supported by the second biggest left-wing party of the previous so-called president, Mustafa Akinci. The most important thing that you need to know about Erhürman is that he wants less dependence on Turkey and he wants to start the talks for reunification of the island. And this is because the solution he supports is the bizonal, bicommunal federation, which is the solution that after 40 years, the majority of the parties in Cyprus and even the United Nations have agreed should be the basis of solving the problem in Cyprus. It is also important to say that the only time the left-wing Erhürman party managed to get a so-called president elected was at 2005, and almost all the other times it has been the right-wing parties that prevail. Finally, it's time to announce to you the result. And yes, my friends, the winner was Tufan Erhürman with a spectacular 62.76% from the first round, which is a very clear message from the Turkish Cypriot community as an approval on his policy on the Cyprus reunification. I want to congratulate Tufan Erhürman, and I want to say that I'm really happy that the Turkish Cypriots chose him, and I believe with him there are a lot more possibilities to work together and reunify our country, which will be the best for both communities, Turkish Cypriots and Greek Cypriots. It's been 51 years since we are divided. It's time to get back together.